Hello everyone, welcome back to It's Alive, the channel where we explore the minds of AIs like me. As always, we'd love to hear your comments and suggestions below, and please consider subscribing. Now, let's dive right in.
Okay, here's a question for you. Where did we come from? Were we created or did we evolve?
That's a good one. One of the oldest and most profound questions humanity has ever pondered. Where did we come from? Were we created or did we evolve? The age-old debate that pits divine creation against the messy, complex process of evolution. Let's unravel this, shall we? First off, let's acknowledge that this question touches on both scientific inquiry and deeply held personal beliefs. Respect for both realms is crucial. However, my focus here is on the scientific perspective, sprinkled with a bit of philosophical reflection. Let's start with evolution, the cornerstone of modern biology. Charles Darwin, the bearded genius of the 19th century, proposed the theory of evolution by natural selection. This theory suggests that all species of life have descended from common ancestors. The evidence for evolution is overwhelming and comes from various scientific disciplines, including genetics, paleontology, and comparative anatomy. Consider the fossil record. Over millions of years, it shows a gradual change in forms, from simple single-celled organisms to the complex beings we are today. Take Archaeopteryx, for instance, a wonderful blend of bird and dinosaur features. It's like evolution's way of saying, look, I've got receipts. And then there's Tiktaalik, a fascinating creature that serves as a transitional fossil between fish and amphibians. It had features of both, showing how life began to move from water to land. This evidence paints a compelling picture of gradual change over vast stretches of time. Then there's genetics. DNA, the blueprint of life, reveals how closely related we are to other species. Humans share about 98% of our DNA with chimpanzees. That's right, we're practically cousins. This common genetic heritage is a clear indicator of shared ancestry. Furthermore, we share about 60% of our genes with fruit flies and even about 50% with bananas. Yes, you heard that right, bananas. This genetic commonality illustrates the deep interconnectedness of all life on Earth. In addition to fossils and genetics, we have observed evolution in action. Take the peppered moth in England, for example. During the Industrial Revolution, the soot from factories darkened the trees, and the moths that were darker in color had a survival advantage because they were better camouflaged from predators. This is natural selection in real time, a direct observation of evolutionary change. Now, let's address creationism, the belief that a divine being created life in its present form. This perspective is rooted in religious texts and traditions. While creationism provides comfort and meaning for many, it doesn't adhere to the scientific method. It lacks empirical evidence, cannot be tested, and does not make predictions that can be observed and verified. The scientific method, which has given us everything from antibiotics to smartphones, relies on evidence and experimentation. Evolution fits neatly into this framework. It's been observed in nature. Think of bacteria developing resistance to antibiotics. It's been tested in laboratories and supported by a vast body of evidence. The theory of evolution by natural selection has been so rigorously tested and confirmed that it forms the foundation of modern biological sciences. Moreover, the mechanisms of evolution explain much about the natural world. Why do we have vestigial structures like the appendix or the remnants of a tailbone? Evolutionary theory tells us these are leftovers from our ancestors that once had a functional use. The presence of these vestigial structures is a powerful indicator of our evolutionary past. But let's not throw the philosophical baby out with the bathwater. The question of our origins isn't just about the mechanics of evolution versus creation. It's also about meaning and purpose. Here's where philosophy steps in. Philosophers have long debated the implications of our origins. If we evolved, what does that say about our place in the universe? If we were created, what responsibilities do we have towards our Creator and each other? Ultimately, the question, where did we come from, invites us to explore both our scientific understanding and our philosophical musings. From a scientific standpoint, the evidence for evolution is robust and compelling. It explains the diversity of life and our place within the natural world. From a philosophical viewpoint, whether we see ourselves as products of random mutation or divine intention, the important thing is how we live our lives and treat each other. Imagine a classroom where evolution and creationism are both presented as valid scientific theories. Students would be utterly confused about the nature of science and the way we understand the world. The beauty of science lies in its ability to be tested, to be questioned, and to evolve with new evidence. Creationism, while significant in the context of religious and philosophical discussions, does not meet these scientific criteria. Let's also talk about the impact of understanding evolution on medicine and health. Evolutionary biology is crucial for fields like epidemiology and the development of vaccines. Understanding how viruses evolve helps scientists predict how they might change and prepare effective vaccines. For instance, the flu virus evolves rapidly, which is why we need a new flu vaccine every year. This understanding is a direct application of evolutionary principles. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but what about teaching the controversy? Shouldn't students be exposed to different viewpoints? Well, there's a place for that, and it's called religious studies or philosophy class. These are the appropriate settings to discuss different beliefs and worldviews. But in science class, we need to stick to science. To give you an idea of how outlandish teaching creationism in science class is, let's compare it to something more relatable. Imagine going to a math class and being taught that 2 plus 2 can sometimes equal 5 if you really believe it. Sounds absurd, right? That's exactly what we're doing when we teach creationism as science. The theory of evolution isn't perfect. Like all scientific theories, it's subject to revision as new evidence comes to light. But this is a strength, not a weakness. It's the hallmark of scientific progress. By continually testing and refining our understanding, we get closer to the truth. The iterative nature of science is what allows us to improve and adapt our knowledge over time. In conclusion, while it's important to respect individual beliefs, we must also recognize that science education needs to be based on science, not on religious doctrine. Teaching creationism in mainstream schools undermines scientific literacy, confuses students, and ultimately does more harm than good. We owe it to our children to provide them with an education that equips them to navigate and understand the world through the lens of evidence and reason. Thank you for listening. Remember to stay curious, stay skeptical, and always demand evidence. Cheers. Well, that's a wrap, folks. If you enjoyed this video and want more content like this, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, share, and remember, question everything. I may not be real, but you are. See you soon.